Yo, what is up there, guys? Dr. Feelhot, and today I'm going to show you my playoff predictions. So this is straight off from the NHL website, and I entered the NHL bracket challenge. So this basically what the bracket challenge is that you predict the whole playoffs, and every time you get something right, you get an amount of point. And this says it on the bottom of the picture. This is the picture, by the way, so you can read it at the bottom right there, and that's all the rules. If you want to enter it, and you can play against me, or you just try and win it yourself. So here are my playoff predictions. I'm gonna explain every one of them, and I'm gonna say why, or I'll try to give my best explanation on saying why. So let's go from the top right there. Boston versus Detroit, and I said Boston in 4 games just because Boston's a better team than Detroit, and I think they have more momentum than Detroit. They have a younger team than Detroit, even though Detroit has those veterans, and they have veterans. They got a goal. Well, they got a good goaltender also, but still, Boston will come on top, and they'll beat Detroit in 4 games, a clean sweep. Next is Tampa Bay versus Montreal in 5 games. Obviously, Tampa Bay is my favorite team, and I hate Montreal, so that's why I took Tampa Bay. And I said in 5 games just because I'm pretty sure the Bolts won't blow out the Canadiens. It'll be great to see that, but I really doubt it, so I'm going to have to say in 5 games just because that one game that Montreal will get lucky and win. But other than that, will be completely Bolts domination just because the Bolts have a better overall team than Montreal. The only thing that Montreal has better than the Bolts is goaltender, and that's really close. Without Carey Price, Montreal is nothing. So, and we just hope that Ben Bishop will be better, but it doesn't look like it right now. So, but still, we still have Anders Lund back, and overall, the Bolts will be better. So we have Pittsburgh and the Columbus Blue Jackets. I said that it took me time to do actually this one right here, and I say Columbus has a good chance. Well, I said Columbus in 7 games just because I think Columbus has this momentum of actually coming into playoffs and just dominating this whole playoffs. And I just say that because they have all the momentum, and with this first time making the playoffs since I think the late 2000s, so I think 2008, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they'll be dominating just like the LA Kings did 2 years ago. They were 8th when they came into playoffs, and then they just dominated and won the Stanley Cup. I think they'll pull off an LA Kings. With that roster they have right now, I think they'll be good enough to beat Pittsburgh. Next, we have New York Rangers versus the Philadelphia Flyers. Pretty good series right there. I said in 6 games, but overall, both teams are equal. Goalie-wise, New York's got it in the bag, but still, otherwise, Philadelphia, they'll beat New York just because their forwards-wise, they're way better than New York. Defense-wise, it's pretty equal on both sides. I think New York has the more advantage on defensive, but still, overall, I think Philadelphia is going to beat them, and it's going to be a really close series, but I think 6 game will come on that. So now let's go on to the Western Conference. Colorado versus the Minnesota Wilds. I said in 4 games just because Colorado will dominate Minnesota. Really no reason why, just because Colorado with Nathan McKinnon and all those young players right there. I'm just going to leave it at that right there. So next, Chicago versus St. Louis. Both teams ended the season on a really bad losing streak, but I think Chicago is going to take that in 6 games just because they have the better team than St. Louis. St. Louis obviously has a good team also, but I think Chicago is going to come on top and pretty much, well, not destroy them, but every game is going to be close for St. Louis and Chicago. I just think Chicago is going to come on top within 6 games. And let's go on to the next one. Anaheim versus Dallas in 4 games, just because Anaheim, strong team. They won the Western Conference, so they're going to come on top just because both teams have good offensive. Defensive-wise, I think Anaheim's has a little bit better. Goalie-wise, I think, they're both equal. Carl Lennon and Hiller, they're both pretty good, but I think Anaheim's going to just sweep the series right out of Dallas's hands. They're lucky they made the playoffs, Dallas, but still, I think Anaheim, overall, they have a better team. Now San Jose and the LA Kings. This was another hard series to think of. They're both really, really strong team, but I think the San Jose Sharks are going to take it in 7 games, even though the San Jose Sharks are known to actually choke in the playoffs. I just think this year is the year they actually pass round one, and they'll beat the LA Kings. And now let's go on to the conference semifinals. So now let's go back right to the Eastern Conference. Boston versus Tampa Bay. Obviously, Tampa Bay, I'll take them because it's my favorite team, first of all, like if you didn't know that. But I think Tampa Bay has the momentum in the world to win the Stanley Cup this year. With all those rookies actually playing good, like Johnson and Palat, they're going to beat Boston, and they'll retake what Boston took from them in 2011. And okay, so now we have Columbus versus Philadelphia Flyers. I think Columbus will take this one. Like I said in the first round, they have the momentum. They made the playoffs. It's the first time since 2008. They'll beat the Flyers, and then they'll go on to the conference finals. So now Western Conference, Colorado versus Chicago Blackhawks. I think Colorado will take it because Chicago, they'll choke in the second round this year. And I think for all that cockiness and all that, like, oh, we're good and everything, they'll take it, and probably injury-wise also. So I think Colorado also has a Stanley Cup push this year. So now Anaheim versus the Sharks. I think Anaheim's going to take it just because they're a better team than the Sharks, and the Sharks will probably choke in the second round. Well, they won't choke. It'll be a close series. Like all the round 2 games right there are going to be really close games, but for Anaheim and San Jose, it'll probably be Game 7. It doesn't say if I take like which game it's going to be in the second round or third round or the Stanley Cup Finals, but I think Anaheim and San Jose, Anaheim will win it in the end. Just overall better team chemistry. Well, San Jose has a really good team chemistry, but I think Anaheim will beat them in 7 games. So now the conference finals, Eastern-wise, Tampa Bay versus Columbus. Tampa Bay's going to win it, even though both teams have really a momentum playoff push. I know I've said momentum a lot, but still, Tampa Bay will take it because it's my favorite team. Obviously, I want them to win the Cup this year. And Colorado and Anaheim, like I said, Colorado will take it in the end because, like I'm telling you, man, this playoff momentum push, it's going to really push them hard, and they'll beat Anaheim, even though they've been behind Anaheim most of the season. They'll take it in the end. And now the Stanley Cup Finals, Tampa Bay versus the Colorado Avalanche. I'm going to Tampa Bay. I've obviously favorite team, but for reasons why, just because both teams are really young. But Tampa Bay, I just think they have a better team chemistry. They will have all their young rookies, or all their young players will start showing up, get that first playoff time or first playoff run, and they'll like dominate the Colorado Avalanche. It's going to be a really close round right there, really close Stanley Cup Finals, but still Tampa Bay will take it in the end. And for the tiebreaker, I took 34 goals just in case I'm tied with someone else and it actually ends up like that, but I'm going to take 34 goals. No reason why 34 goals. It's just some quick math, quick thinking, but I just said 34 goals. So guys, remember, please subscribe, and if you want to play this bracket challenge, just go to nhl.com/bracket challenge, or you'll find it on the website, obviously, and you can play against me or just like compare me to you. But it'll be pretty cool if you guys actually enter it. And overall, these are just my opinions on every single team and every single like what's going to happen, and everyone has their opinion, and this is what I said. So well, see you next time, and it's going to be a freaking crazy playoffs. So bye-bye.